That was, oh gosh.
For nearly 2 decades, America's Got Talent has been the place where ordinary people turned their dreams into unforgettable moments. But behind the cameras, some of its most memorable voices have gone quiet, not because they stopped singing, but because life pulled them away when no one was watching. Which names left the deepest silence behind? And why does it still sting like they were just here yesterday? These are 10 beloved members of America's Got Talent who tragically passed away. Brandon Rogers was known for his kind smile and a gentle voice that stood out from the rest. He wasn't just a singer, he was also a doctor by profession. What made him truly special was how he used both talents to touch people's hearts. When Brandon was 6, his mother suffered a painful accident. He was frightened when doctors arrived, but gave her little attention. Though she recovered, the moment stayed with him. So Brandon worked hard and graduated from the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine as a family doctor. But even while working long hours at the hospital, he still found time for music. One day he posted a video of himself singing on bended knee, and it went viral. People shared it everywhere. Not long after, producers from America's Got Talent saw the video and invited him to the show. In March 2017, he stepped onto the AGT stage and sang "Ribbon in the Sky" by Stevie Wonder. The judges listened closely. When he finished, they gave him a standing ovation. All 4 said yes. It was a beautiful moment. But then something strange happened just a few weeks before his audition was scheduled to air on TV on June 11, 2017. Brandon tragically died in a car accident. He was just 29 years old. However, Brandon's story didn't end there. The hospital where he trained decided to honor him. They built a special training center for young doctors. Brandon will always be remembered, not just for his incredible voice, but for his heart. He showed us that you don't have to choose between being smart, kind, and talented. He was all of those, and the world is a better place because of people like him. Jane Mavsky, also known as Nightbird, was one of the most unforgettable singers on America's Got Talent. With her soft voice and bright smile, she captivated audiences with her music, even when her body was falling apart. Jane was born on December 29, 1990 in Ohio. From a young age, she loved songwriting and used music to mirror her true feelings. She believed that even in the darkest times, there's always a little light at the end. Jane wanted to live a joyful life, creating music and connecting with others. But life doesn't always go as expected. In 2017, Jane was diagnosed with breast cancer. Though she recovered once, the cancer returned, this time even more aggressively. By 2021, it had spread to her lungs, spine, and liver. Doctors told her she had only 2% chance of survival. It wasn't easy. Jane's body was weak. She had gone through grueling treatments, surgeries, and heartbreak. Even her husband filed for divorce during those hard times. She had every reason to stay home and rest, but she refused to back down. Instead, she walked onto the AGT stage during season 16, looking tired but determined. Then she sang her original song, "It's Okay." Her voice was soft but full of emotion. Even Simon Cowell, known for being a tough judge, was moved to tears. He hit the golden buzzer, sending her straight to the live shows. Jane's audition video went viral. Millions were inspired by her message. Behind the scenes, however, things may have been different. On February 19, 2022, Jane passed away. She was just 31 years old. Her death was felt deeply. Fans missed her presence on stage. Her words, "You can't wait until life isn't hard anymore before you decide to be happy," became a message to people struggling to live and find purpose. Nightbird may have lost her life, but she never lost her voice. And that voice still sings in the hearts of millions. Nolan Neal was born on October 6, 1980 in Nashville, a singer and songwriter with a voice rich in emotion. But behind his music was a heartbreaking story that very few people knew about. Nolan wanted to turn his own pain into music that could help others feel better. Even as a kid, he had witnessed his father's early passing. That loss stayed with him for the rest of his life. As Nolan grew older, he worked hard to make it in the music world. He released multiple albums, toured with a rock band, and wrote songs for other artists. But along the way, he began to struggle with addiction. Even in the darkest moments of his life, he never stopped creating music. One of his most powerful songs, Lost, was written after getting clean again, and it became the song he performed when he auditioned for AGT in 2020. Nolan stood on stage, shared his journey, and sang with everything he had. The judges gave him 4 yeses. His performances weren't just about music. They were about healing. After everything Nolan Neal had already been through, including the time of his addiction, you would think the worst was behind him. Unfortunately, more pain was still waiting just around the corner. In July 2022, Nolan was found dead in his apartment. The cause was an accidental overdose. He was 41 years old. The news hit hard, and Simon Cowell even called his death heartbreaking. Nolan will always be remembered, not just for his music, but for his courage to overcome challenges. Emily Gold was a 17-year-old high school senior from California. She was full of energy and passion. She loved to dance and was the captain of her school's varsity dance team. Her friends and teachers described her as a leader, someone who always focused on helping others. Emily always dreamed of sharing her love for dance with the world. When her school's dance team got the chance to audition for America's Got Talent, it felt like the perfect moment. They had worked hard together, rehearsing for hours after school. For Emily, this was more than just a show. It was her dream. Even though she was smiling on stage, Emily was going through something that nobody could see. Like many teenagers, she felt the pressure to be perfect, to keep up with school, dance, and life. It was a weight she carried quietly. But then came the tipping point. On September 13, 2024, Emily died by suicide. The news stunned everyone. Even the America's Got Talent team was heartbroken. Her friends and family were left in disbelief. She will always be remembered, not just for her talent, but the way she inspired others in the process. Her dance team continues to perform in her memory, bringing her spirit to life each time they step onto the floor. Skylia Hicks was born on August 14, 1998 in South Carolina. She began writing songs after the sudden passing of her father. She missed him deeply, and music became her way of staying close to him. At just 14 years old, Skylia appeared on America's Got Talent during Season 8. With her guitar in hand, she sang an original song written for her dad. The song touched everyone in the room. The judges gave her 4 yeses. It seemed like the beginning of something special. But behind the music, Skylia was struggling. She faced challenges with her mental health. There were times when she went missing. Her family worried about her. The bright girl who once stood on a national stage was hurting in ways many people didn't know. Despite the challenges, she kept trying to move forward. But in 2021, everything changed. At just 23 years old, Skylia was found dead at a friend's home in South Carolina. According to reports, the cause was due to an overdose. Skylia's fans, especially those who followed her journey from the very beginning, were heartbroken because the truth is, no one genuinely knows what someone is going through on the inside, no matter how confident or cheerful they may seem in public. Skylia's journey ended too soon, but her moment on stage remains unforgettable. Richard Goodall was one of the most beloved members of America's Got Talent. Born on April 3, 1969 in Indianapolis, he worked as a school janitor at Chantey Rose Middle School for over 23 years. Every day he greeted students with a smile, and he often sang in the hallways while he worked. But outside of school, no one really knew who he was. Richard wasn't chasing fame. Instead, he believed that music had the power to make people feel better than before. Then, something unexpected happened. In the summer of 2022, Richard performed "Don't Stop Believing" at a school event. Someone filmed it and posted the video online. The video went viral. People were amazed by the emotion in his voice. It wasn't just good, it was powerful. The video reached millions. Even Steve Perry, the original singer from Journey, reposted it. With encouragement from friends, students, and fans online, Richard decided to audition for America's Got Talent in 2024. As he stepped on stage, he looked nervous. But when the music started, everything changed. His voice filled the room. The judges sat up straight, the crowd stood, and eventually Heidi Klum hit the golden buzzer, sending Richard straight to the live shows. For the first time in his life, Richard was seen by millions, not as a janitor, but as someone with a talent worth sharing. But through it all, he stayed grounded. He continued working as a janitor. He stayed with the students who had always cheered him. Interestingly, just before the AGT finals, Richard got married to Angie, the woman who had been by his side throughout the process. Richard's story reminds us that it's never too late to be seen. He'll always be remembered as the janitor who inspired the world. Courtney Hadwin was born on July 6, 2004 in England. From a young age, she listened to rock legends like Janis Joplin and James Brown. Their music wasn't just quiet, it was full of energy, and Courtney dreamed of replicating the same energy. She didn't just want to sing, she wanted to come alive on stage. But there was one big problem. Courtney struggled with stage fear. People would judge her before she even started singing. In 2018, she auditioned for America's Got Talent. Nervous and barely speaking, the judges didn't know what to expect. Courtney began singing Hard to Handle by Otis Redding. Her voice was strong, and her body moved like a true rock star. It was like a switch had been flipped. The judges were shocked. Howie Mandel hit the golden buzzer, sending her straight to the live shows. Courtney had just gone from a shy girl to a star in seconds. She made it all the way to the finals, performing songs like Born to be Wild and River Deep. Millions of people watched her videos online. Some called her the next big rock star. But even with all the fame, life wasn't always easy. Courtney talked about being bullied in school. Some people didn't understand her passion or her style. Fame brought attention, but also pressure. Still, she kept going. Courtney also became more confident in who she really was. She changed her style, dyed her hair, and embraced her artistic voice. Courtney may have started as the shy girl from England, but she became a voice for everyone who ever felt like they didn't belong. Her journey wasn't just about hitting the right notes or performing for millions. It was about breaking free from the constraints of fear and self-doubt that so many people face. When she first appeared on America's Got Talent, the transformation was remarkable, not just in her performance, but in the confidence she gained, which inspired viewers around the world. She reminded us all that sometimes the biggest battles we fight are inside ourselves, and that courage to show up and be seen can change everything. What made Courtney's story so compelling was that it reflected a universal struggle, the desire to be accepted while staying true to who you really are. In a world where fitting in often feels like the easiest path, Courtney's boldness to express her unique style, voice, and spirit was a beacon for those who felt lost or marginalized. Her willingness to embrace her quirks and imperfections showed millions that being different isn't a weakness, it's a strength. She didn't just perform, she connected on a deeply human level, giving voice to those silenced by insecurity or social pressure. But Courtney's story is only one part of a larger tapestry woven from the lives of so many talented individuals whose paths crossed with America's Got Talent. Behind every audition is a story of perseverance, hope, and often heartache. Each performer carries with them the weight of their personal struggles, dreams, and the desire to be heard and seen. This platform, while full of glitz and glamour, often reveals the raw and real sides of people, their triumphs and their tragedies. Brandon Rogers, for example, wasn't just a gifted singer, he was a healer in more ways than one. Balancing his demanding career as a family doctor with his passion for music, Brandon showed that it's possible to pursue multiple callings with equal dedication and heart. His story is a poignant reminder that talent doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's often intertwined with compassion and a deeper purpose. His tragic death cut short a promising journey, yet his legacy lives on, inspiring others to carry the torch of kindness alongside ambition. Similarly, Jane Mafsky, known to many as Nightbird, gave the world a lesson in resilience. Battling cancer while sharing her story through music, she turned her pain into a source of hope and encouragement. Jane's ability to perform, despite her physical suffering, was a testament to the human spirit's strength. Her message that happiness is a choice even when life is hard resonates deeply, especially in times when we all face our own battles. Her passing was a heartbreaking loss, but her voice continues to uplift countless people, reminding them to find light in the darkest moments. Nolan Neal's life story, marked by loss and recovery, reflected the difficult realities many face with addiction and mental health. His journey through addiction and back to music illuminated the power of art as a form of healing. Nolan's courage to share his struggles openly helped reduce stigma and provided comfort to others grappling with similar issues. His untimely death was a harsh reminder of how fragile life can be, but also how important it is to keep fighting and supporting one another. Emily Gould's story reminds us that even the brightest stars can struggle in silence. Her passion for dance and leadership in her community made her a role model, yet she faced immense internal pressure. Her death by suicide shook the community and opened up crucial conversations about mental health, especially among young people. Emily's legacy lives on through those she inspired and the awareness her story brought to the challenges of balancing dreams with emotional well-being. Skillia Hicks, with her poignant songs and struggles with mental health, exemplified the complexity of battling personal demons while pursuing a public dream. Her vulnerability and honesty touched many, showing that behind every smile or confident performance can be hidden pain. Skillia's tragic passing highlights the importance of compassion, understanding, and mental health support for artists and individuals alike. Richard Goodall's journey was one of quiet perseverance. A janitor who found his voice later in life, Richard's story is a powerful testament to the idea that it's never too late to follow your passion. His humble beginnings and dedication to his community, paired with his extraordinary talent, inspired millions to believe in second chances. Richard showed that talent and kindness can shine through in the most unexpected places, and that recognition can come at any age. All these stories, including Courtney's, serve as a reminder that talent alone doesn't guarantee an easy path. Behind the scenes, these performers faced enormous obstacles, from health battles and personal loss to mental health struggles and societal pressures. Their stories underscore the importance of empathy and support for those chasing their dreams, as well as the need to look beyond the stage to understand the human beings behind the performances. Moreover, their journeys highlight a broader truth about the nature of fame and success. While the spotlight can bring opportunities and validation, it also exposes individuals to scrutiny, pressure, and vulnerability. The emotional highs and lows of public attention can be both exhilarating and exhausting. In many cases, the support systems around these artists, family, friends, fans, play a crucial role in helping them navigate these challenges. It's a reminder that behind every star is a network of people who care, as well as the community that rallies around them. Their stories also shine a light on the power of storytelling through music and performance. Each song, each audition, and each moment on stage is not just entertainment, it's an expression of identity, pain, hope, and resilience. Music has the unique ability to communicate what words alone sometimes cannot, bridging gaps between people and cultures. These performers use their voices to tell stories that resonate deeply, making audiences feel seen, heard, and understood. In reflecting on these lives, it's impossible not to think about the importance of mental health awareness and support for artists and everyone else. The pressures of pursuing dreams, dealing with personal trauma, and facing public judgment can be overwhelming. Yet, as these stories show, Vulnerability can be a source of strength, and sharing struggles can foster connection and healing. It's a call to action for society to prioritize kindness, understanding, and accessible mental health resources. Each of these individuals left a mark on the world that goes far beyond their performances on America's Got Talent. They remind us of the fragility and beauty of life, the strength found in pursuing passion despite adversity, and the impact one person can have on countless others. Their voices, whether still audible or only remembered in memory, continue to inspire, comfort, and challenge us to live more fully and compassionately. So, as you reflect on their stories, think about what they teach us, not just about talent, but about humanity, about how we all carry unseen battles, how courage can look different for each person, and how sometimes the most powerful thing we can do is simply keep going. These stories aren't just about loss. They're about legacy, resilience, and the ongoing impact of those who dared to dream and share their gifts with the world. Which of these stories resonated with you the most? Maybe it was Brandon's dedication to healing both through medicine and music. Perhaps Jane's unwavering hope in the face of illness spoke to your own experiences. Nolan's battle with addiction and his courage to keep creating might have touched your heart. Or Emily's struggle as a young leader balancing passion and pressure, Skillia's raw honesty about mental health, Richard's late-blooming talent, or Courtney's transformation from shy to star could have inspired you. Each story holds a lesson and a reminder that behind every voice is a human story worth hearing. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Hearing your reflections and stories creates a community where empathy and understanding grow. And if you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. There's so much more to discover. Click the next video on your screen now for another interesting story that will inspire and move you just as much. Because every story matters, every voice counts, and every dream is worth chasing.